Hey Seekers, it's Hayden here coming at you with another video. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. I've been kind of struggling with some depression and things like that. So I wasn't really feeling motivated to make any videos. So I think depression can be caused by a lot of different reasons, and some of them are more clear than others. Like if there's a specific event that happens, like a death or a loss of a loved one, like someone leaves you or something like that, that can cause some depression and some sadness. But then there's some other things from past experiences, accumulation of voices that you've kind of internalized. So things that people have told you, like when you've been judged before for being yourself, and then you sort of internalize that and repress yourself from within, that can cause some depression. But there's also an aspect of emotional burden that some people carry, because some people are very open emotionally and they kind of pick up on other people's stuff. Some people call these people empaths. And it's important for everybody to have sort of a protective bubble around themselves, and to make sure that they're not picking up on anybody else's stuff per se. So especially for empaths, and that's something that I noticed that I haven't done. I didn't really know why I would need to protect myself, or why I would need to create sort of a boundary for myself. And it makes more sense now to me why that's important to do. I'm gonna be doing a practice of basically pushing out kind of an orb around me to protect me from emotions and things like that might be coming around. And even we just kind of hold stuff, and so if you do a visualization of pushing out and creating that space for yourself, you'll probably feel a noticeable difference. And sometimes it can feel like a physical weight, like you have pain in your shoulders, pain in your neck and things like that. That can be because of some of the emotions that we hold and some of the burdens that we hold on us. And so if you do a little visualization of pushing the energy out and creating a little bubble for yourself, then it's a lot more comfortable to live. So to do the actual visualization, it doesn't have to be anything specific. You can do it kind of however you want to, because you can make it yours. But basically the idea is you're moving negative energies out, and then you're creating a space around you that's kind of protective, and doesn't allow things in that are negative for you. You'll probably feel like a lightness after you actually do the visualization, because you're pushing away some of the stuff that you've been holding on to for a while. And some of that stuff can keep you in a pattern, like sort of a rut, and keep you from moving forward in your life. And that's actually something that I'm dealing with right now, is there's a lot of stuff that I have been holding on to, and I'm kind of stuck in a place where I'm afraid to move forward and let go of some of the old patterns that I've had in the past. Letting go of some of my insecurities, being afraid of putting myself out there for people to criticize. I have to learn to be able to be content with myself and not worry about what other people think of me. But I think it's really easy to get caught in a cycle where we're not moving forward, and we're kind of stuck in this rut where we're content on some level with where we decide to just stay, but on another level we're very depressed because we're not moving forward, and we're inhibiting our natural growth that we would naturally go on, but we're sort of staying stuck in one place. And one element for me that's keeping me back is, I've already talked about the emotional stuff about taking on other people's stuff, but the other thing is the mind. So the mind tends to overanalyze and rehash stuff over and over, and so we kind of lose our gut response or our instincts, And usually the first sort of thought that comes in your mind, or like random sort of insights that you have, those are the things that you should follow, not the analysis of that thought or idea afterwards. That doesn't mean that you should do like really impulsive things, but usually when you think about something too much, it ends up being not as pure as the original idea to begin with. And I'm trying to think of an example of what this would be. So for example, if you have the thought, oh, I should probably run today. That's the first thought that comes in your mind, and it's kind of a benign thought. It's not harmful or anything. And then your mind's like, yeah, maybe I should, but I've got these other things to do, and I've got this to do over here, and yada yada. The first sort of pop-up like that's probably like a reminder, like, hey, I should do this. And then the mind sort of rationalizes it and turns it into something else and makes it something that it wasn't before, or negates it or something like that. And so usually that first kind of pop-up is the most true, and that's obviously not always the case, but it's to be aware of what the mind does to the simplicity of desires that just show up, if that makes sense. Usually the initial thought comes from kind of like a place within, whereas the mind kind of plays with it too much. So that's something that I'm kind of working on right now, is letting go, first of all, of some of the negative self-talk that I have. I've got a lot of that going on, which doesn't help with depression and things like that, because it can put you in a spiral and then keep you there. Protecting myself to make sure that I'm staying safe and not taking on more stuff than what I need, because some of the stuff that I am holding on to probably isn't even mine. So it's to make sure that I have that protective layer, and then keeping in check with the mind to make sure that I'm not over-analyzing things and just keeping things nice and simple. So I'm actually doing things that are in my highest good, and not for something that, rehashing it and causing more anxiety and stress. So I'll be doing a mindfulness practice every morning, and then a little check-in at night. The goal is basically just to make sure that I am creating a space for myself every day to explore and see where I am, and create some kind of intentional direction for my day, and then check in again once the day's gone by and see, what can I do better? How did the day kind of go? So then there's a documentation, or like a process of development, rather than just kind of going at it willy-nilly without any plan, and then being consumed by fear and all those negative emotions that don't really get you anywhere. So that's kind of what has been on my mind just recently. And I was definitely kind of in a slump for a while, but I think things are going to be a little bit better, because I'm going to do these different practices and make sure I'm taking care of myself. So if you related to or enjoyed anything I talked about in this video, then feel free to like, comment, and if you'd like to see more videos that I have, feel free to subscribe or check out my channel. And make sure to make time for yourself and take time to seek your truth.